Welcome to Raw Take, everyone, the lifeline to your unfiltered media experience. I'm your host, Gion Thomas, and before we get into the show today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any uploads. Also, you can find us anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. So, Senate Democrats came out Tuesday night with a $3.5 trillion infrastructure plan. This infrastructure plan is said to target the American people and basically help their standard of living. This infrastructure bill is being called a human infrastructure bill. They are looking to get this passed by reconciliation. Being passed through reconciliation, meaning that they get 50 votes and the tiebreaker is done by the vice president. They can only do this on things that is dealt with the budget, and so that is the route they're trying to go. Bernie originally proposed $6.6 trillion, which I think that's the true number we should have went with, but he only got one person to vote on that, to vote for the $6.6 trillion economic for the budget plan. But so we got the 3.5 trillion budget plan. I think the bill has a lot of great things in it. I think it definitely expands to help the American worker and the average people of America. I think we need more stuff like this. I think we need more bills like this, and I think this bill just goes to show that the Republicans are not going to budge. They've already said they're not going to budge. They don't want to help you. They want you to pull yourself up by your non-existent bootstraps. Like I said, there is no bootstraps. So let's talk about some of the things that this bill does. The bill increases taxes on the wealthy and the 1% in corporations, which, if you watch this show, you always hear us talk about how the 1% needs to pay their fair share, how we have corporate socialism here in America, where we will give taxpayer dollars to corporations to bail them out, but we won't bail the American people out. So I think this is one of the good things in the bill, taxing the rich. Another proposal in this infrastructure bill is the $300 tax credit for children under the age of 18. So if you are a parent and you have kids and your child is under the age of 18, you will get $300 a month. This will effectively end childhood poverty here in America, because getting $300 a month will definitely help poor people. It will help low-income families. It will just do wonders. Taking care of children is expensive. It is highly expensive. Food, clothing, all of that, trying to keep kids out of trouble. That can be very costly. And not even to mention with little children and buying baby formula and diapers and stuff like that. That stuff gets expensive. I mean, a pack of diapers is expensive. I don't even have kids. I just have a lot of friends who have kids, and I know from their experiences how expensive diapers are. And so this $300 a month childhood tax credit is amazing. And I've seen some people saying that this money won't get to the kids, and I think that is a stupid argument. I just don't understand how you're just going to make that leap, and you're getting money from the government to take care of your kids, meaning you have more money in your pocket to do things for yourself. So if people want to spend that money and relax and live a little, then I don't see what's the problem with that, especially when your kids are being taken care of. It's not the government's problem to take care of your kids, but I mean, in a system where you don't get any help, I think it's nice to have the government kind of give you a leg up, especially with the cost of living, how jobs are here in America. I mean, this is the least that you can do. If you're not giving out opportunities to your people, and you're just, you're basically saying, get out there, suffer and die. I mean, I just don't understand that. So I think this childhood tax credit is amazing. It can totally transform how our country is. Another thing that it does is it lowers the cost of childcare. Anybody with little children know how expensive childcare is, how expensive daycares are. I know daycares can run up between $1,000 and $3,000 a month. That is expensive. Especially when you're working at Burger King or working at a fast food joint or working in the restaurant industry or working at a grocery store, trying to provide childcare for your child when it's that expensive is taking up your entire check. If you don't have parents or someone who can help, how are you going to pay for that? So making the cost of childcare affordable is another thing that will help out working families. Another name they could call this bill is the Working Families Bill or the Working Family Infrastructure Bill, because that's definitely one of the things that it does. Another thing that it does is it expands Medicare. It expands Medicare to dental, hearing aids, and glasses. And it also lowers the Medicare age to 60 instead of it being 65. So another great thing that's going to help out older working Americans, because we still have people who have to work in their 60s, in their 70s. There's even people that what they get from Medicare is not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough to cover their prescription drugs and stuff like that. And so, and not to mention, another thing that this bill does is it allows America to negotiate with the pharmaceutical companies who negotiate on drug prices. So they can't just set these outrageous prices that people can't pay for, that people that are on Medicare have to pick up jobs just so they can pay for their medicine. So, and Canada does this. Canada negotiates drug prices with pharmaceuticals. Why in America, why are we not doing that? How are you going to have a system that we cannot do that? So we're just going to pay whatever the pharmaceutical companies say? Just pay these outrageous, mind-blowing prices, back-breaking prices, these prices of medication where people are now having to ration off medicine. In America, you have elderly people trying to ration off medicine because they can't afford it. Why? Why are we having that in America? That's backward. So that's another thing that this bill does. And one of the many things that I truly love in this bill is it allocates money for 2 years of college free tuition. And we all know Bernie wants free college 4 year. But I think this is a step in the right direction. That's a burden that will help a lot of Americans, that will help them gain access to better jobs, because everybody knows that, if you want a decent paying job, you need a bachelor's. But now you're starting to need a master's because so many people have bachelors. So I think this is a step in the right direction. I know a lot of people will say that this bill does not go far enough, and I am right there with you, brother and sisters, because it doesn't go far enough. But I think we have to look at, if we don't get this bill, then what's the next thing? What's the next thing that we'll get? And it's probably nothing, because even with this, we have to wait weeks to try and get this passed. And you do not understand, like, we are at a crisis moment here in America, where every day, every second, we have people suffering, people dying from from overdoses, people dying from COVID, people dying because they're rationing medicine. So we are at a breaking point almost. And so we need all hands on deck. And we get this passed, and then we come back and fight for more, because this bill is not enough. But it is a step in the right direction. I think this bill kind of shows where everybody's at. It shows that the Republicans are not willing to help you whatsoever, that they will not help you. And I think it shows that the Democrats are willing to help, but it's not far enough. We are in a drastic moment. We need drastic measures. We need full suites of revolutionary change throughout these institutions so people can live the American dream that so many of us was brought up on. Because rationing medicine, dying from drug overdoses, dying from COVID, and that's not the American dream. No one would ever say that's the American dream. You got European companies living the American dream, and that's just asinine. And so, like I said, this bill is a step in the right direction. I wouldn't necessarily say it's crumbs, but it's not the full pie. And so we need to keep on fighting. But I think this is all right. This is all right for right now. Get this bill passed. Joe Biden needs to go to every red district, every red county, every red state, and he needs to make a case for this. He needs to be aggressive. Democrats who's not falling in line on this, he needs to make a trip there. And one of the things that kind of upset me with this bill was Joe Manchin said, "How are we going to pay for it? How are we going to pay for the wars in Iraq and the wars in the Middle East? How are we going to pay for the Trump tax cuts, all the other tax cuts we gave to the rich and 1%? How do we pay for any of this stuff? We just pay for it because America controls their own debt. That's how we pay for it. We are in control of our own debt. We move the numbers. So all we gotta do is move the numbers, like we do for everything else. Whenever we want endless wars, we move the decimals. Oh, how much? Oh, 2 trillion, 3 trillion, monopoly money. Throw it at it. How are we gonna pay for it? How are you gonna let the American people just suffer? That needs to be the real question, Joe Manchin. Call your senators, call your congressmen, call any representative that you can and tell them to fight for this. Tell them to fight for this. Tell them that we need this. Tell them that your livelihood is depending on this. Tell them that your children's livelihood is depending upon this. Let them know that if they do not vote for this bill, that you will not vote for them, because that's ultimately what's needed. People need to be aggressive with their representatives. Now, by aggressive, I don't mean attacking anyone. I'm just saying you need to call them and be like, I'm going to hold you accountable. If you are not for this, then you do not have my vote. And I will find a representative who will look out for my best interests. Because at the end of the day, all these people want to do is get back in office. You take that away from them, it doesn't matter how much money they're getting. If they're out of the race because enough people didn't vote for them, then they're out. They're out of office. So, guys, that's our show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any uploads. Also, you can find us anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay in the fight.